Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Sam Talks Nerdy. Hope you're happy, doing well, dominating life, crushing it. It is time once again for the monthly wrap up, and this time we'll be taking a look at the news posted during the month of November. Without any further delay, let's get into it. First off is the seemingly confirmed MCU hit article from Variety, where it talked about a lot of things ranging from them wanting to replace Kang with Doctor Doom, to Mahershala Ali wanting to walk away from Blade because of script problems and that he was he wasn't the main character, to them wanting to do another Avengers film with the original cast, which I am pretty sure is just a reskin of the rumor of we'll see some of the OG Avengers and Secret Wars. But what's kind of funny is that after this article came out, a lot of really good stuff for Marvel came out afterwards, seeming to restore some of our faith in the MCU. Such as we got the first trailer for Echo, and I will have my link to my reaction to the trailer somewhere in the video, and I'll have it linked in the description. But to kind of summarize my thoughts, this definitely feels more in tune with the Marvel Netflix shows, which I think a lot of us are happy to see and are really missing. There was a lot of blood. I cannot wait for the show to come out, because originally a lot of people were like, no one wants to see this show, it's going to be garbage and blah 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 blah. But now people seem to be generally excited, or at least interested to see what the show does. And with Echo comes the reveal of a new type of MCU project, Marvel Spotlight, which will be projects that are more grounded and more character based, as in there will be no more trying to connect Wonder Man to having to explain or set up something in Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty. Just when we get a Marvel Spotlight character, that's going to be a self-contained story, which I am all for, because while I'm an MCU shill, I will admit it. I do have a complaint of it feels like every project is trying to set up, the ultimate crossover endgame event, when they should just be trying to build up and establish that character. So I do think that Marvel Spotlights are a really good response to this complaint. Blade director Yann Dimanche has confirmed that the movie will be rated R, which is really good, because I think a lot of us were concerned that Marvel would try and water down Blade and make him PG-13, which even I think would not work. Blade needs to be rated R. Hopefully here soon they can get filming, because this is a project that I am very excited to see, and it kills me every time it gets delayed. And I can kind of understand if Mahershala Ali wants to walk away, because just think about it. You're an actor, you want to work, but you kind of have to keep foregoing some projects, all for one project that keeps getting delayed. I would get tired of it as well, because you had to admit that has to get pretty boring. And hopefully with the strikes over, we can finally get a script rolling, and then we can eventually have it get filming, and then eventually we will get a Blade film. According to Daniel RPK, we will see Vulture in Spider-Man 4. And from what I've heard, Spider-Man 4 is being reworked to where it's no longer a street-level story, but it's going to be another huge multiverse Spider-Man No Way Home-esque story that will lead into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And in the words of Hall Notes, I can go for that. We already had a multiverse level movie with No Way Home, and I think Spider-Man 4 needs to be a return to form, with Spider-Man being back to being a street level hero, taking on Kingpin or Tombstone or Hammerhead, Scorpion, and teaming with Daredevil or meeting Black Cat. We don't need another MCU Spider-Man multiverse movie. We got that with No Way Home. We don't need another one. Nothing is really concrete, so we'll have to see what happens, but it feels like there are two different camps here of Kevin Feige and Tom Holland want to just keep it, grounded, while Sony is wanting to try and butt into the MCU and put in one of their characters so people can know that, hey, these characters can coexist. And looking at my notes, I accidentally hinted at the next bit of news about Marvel Spotlights, but the Wonder Man show, which was previously thought to be dead, it's actually still happening, but it's going to be a Marvel Spotlight project, and it should be filming right now, because in the report it said that it will film after Thanksgiving. Well, it's after Thanksgiving, so it should be filming right now, or it's getting ready to film since the strikes are over. And we have even more fantastic forecasting rumors.
Make it stop!
According to Deadline, Pedro Pascal is in final talks to play Mr. Fantastic, and according to Jeff Schneider, Javier Bardem is being eyed to play Galactus. What happened to getting the official castings after the strikes? I mean, where are they? I want this to end. When it comes to these reports, I can't get behind them, especially Javier Bardem. I think his voice would lend great to Galactus. Sticking with the Fantastic Four, Anya Taylor-Joy is rumored to join the cast as the villain, and some people have thrown out the Silver Surfer, who is reportedly being gender swapped to be a woman, but some people, like myself, are throwing out Frankie Ray, because that does kind of make more sense, because it says she's playing a Herald of Galactus, but it doesn't specify that she's playing the Silver Surfer. And I can see it's working out to where maybe in the movie she starts out as an ally of the Fantastic Four, becomes, a Herald of Galactus, they fight, and ta-da. We also had trailers for both Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender and Marvel's What If Season 2. I would have done some trailer reactions to these, but I was kind of going through some health stuff at the moment, so I had to forego them. But I want to take the time to quickly share my thoughts. Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender looks phenomenal, visual-wise at least, and it looks like it's covering most of Book 1, if not all of Book 1. The character designs look awesome in movement, but as I said, acting is another story, but I have faith. What If Season 2 looks very interesting compared to What If Season 1. I mean, yeah, some of the what ifs are kind of duds, like What If Happy Hogan saved Christmas, which, it's pretty much as Die Hard, but in the MCU. But then we have some really cool ones, like a 1980s Avengers going up against a young Peter Quill, the 1602 episode. Definitely expect me to do some episode reviews when this comes out here in a few weeks. We got a lot of castings for Superman Legacy. Maria Gabriela has been cast as the Engineer, Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Lex Luthor, Skylar Gazzondo has been cast as Jimmy Olsen, and Sarah Sampaio has been cast as Eve Tessmacher. And this is quite the cast. I cannot wait to see what we all bring to the table. As I mentioned in my original post, Maria Gabriela appearing as the Engineer, who is a character heavily tied to the Authority, seems to hint at or reveal that we will see the Authority in some shape or form, which is kind of weird because a while back it was rumored or reported that they would appear in the film, but James Gunn debunked it. So kind of getting mixed signals here. But either way, like seeing the Authority, which is basically the boys, but in the DC universe, is pretty interesting. I wonder how they will interact with Superman. Which, by the way, have y'all seen David Cornsweet? Damn. According to Daniel RPK, Daphne Keane will return as X-23 in Deadpool 3. Did that sound weird to anyone else? This is both cool with her coming back and hopefully in a suit, and a bit confusing because it's been said that Deadpool 3 will not go anywhere near Logan. But apparently that's kind of a gray area right now, to where now it seems like they'll be kind of dipping the toe in Logan, but not like changing anything heavily. So we will have to see. Apparently, we're supposed to get a sort of, cover in one of the movie magazines here soon. Which one was it? Total Film? Yeah, I think Total Film is supposed to be doing some sort of coverage of it this week. So I'll probably be covering that. So stay tuned. But with all this said, I do hope to see her appear in Deadpool 3 because it feels like this film is going to be a proper send-off to all the Fox characters before they move over to the MCU officially and get recast and so on and so forth. John Logan is reportedly in talks to write Batman Brave and the Bold, and I'm not too familiar with his work. Probably the only film I've seen that he's written is Skyfall. That's it. But, I like Skyfall, so I guess I'll be okay with it if it happens. And lastly, Destin Daniel Cretton, that's a hard name to say sometimes, is no longer directing Kang Dynasty, which does make sense because of all he has to do, because he's, working on Wonder Man, and he's going to be working on Shang-Chi 2. So I feel like he's doing this because he doesn't want to get, overwhelmed and burnt out, which I can respect. And that is all the news for this installment of the monthly wrap-up. I am glad to be back. I'm sorry that I was kind of MIA for a few weeks back in November, as I mentioned, I had some health problems, which I might talk about here soon, just so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what I'm going through. But I'm back, I'm feeling better, and there's a lot of content I kind of want to get out there. I'm almost done with One Piece Season 1, which I need to I'll hopefully finish this week, and then probably next week or the week after I'll have my season review of season 1, and I also have a few other bits and pieces I want to get out there as well. So make sure to stay tuned for that. If you're listening to this via my podcast, make sure to follow me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Please leave me a 5-star rating and a good review where you can. If you're watching me on YouTube, do the usual stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you or talk to you next time. Peace out.